Namaskar and a very good morning. Welcome to the audiocast from Kotak Securities. I'm your host and guide, and India Banerjee. The US inflation data was quite positive for the risk assets and negative for the dollar. क्योंकि November inflation in US fell to 7.1% from 7.7% in October. और ये expected था and we had warned about it in our podcast yesterday. क्योंकि जो various inflation drivers है, just not in America, around the world, and जो high base है of last year, that could ensure that inflation falls very sharply over the next 6 months. और US के अगर US का हम लोग बात करें तो the base is going to be exceptionally high from now till April, जिसका मतलब है by March April it is forecasted that the US CPI headline जो CPI है can fall from current 7.1 all the way below 5%. अगर ये 5% के नीचे आ जाता है इसका मतलब जो US Fed और जो US सेंट्रल बैंक का जो पीक रेट है, टर्मिनल रेट है जो फोरकास्टेड है 5% के आसपास, that could be slightly above the inflation rate. That is not something happened for well over a year. So that's means that the US Fed आज could drop some hint that they are close to done with the rate hikes. आज 50 बिप्स का expectation है रात को that the Fed is going to hike. They will take the interest rates from 4 to 4.5. उसके बाद शायद another 25 bips in Feb and another 25 bips in March, and that's it. So that's even if we look at the money market जो है वहाँ पे they are clearly pricing in that the Fed may lower rates before the end of next year. So that's very interesting. So we have to see what is the Fed's language. 50 bips though it's priced in, but what is going to be the Fed's language? If they clearly hint that they are close to the peak in the language, then we can see a further sell-off in the dollar index, rally in the equity markets, and dollar rupee can pull back. जो डॉलर रुपी का स्ट्रेंथ रहा है वो काफ़ी परप्लेक्सिंग है over the last 10 days or so. In fact, if you look at the price action since November 3rd डॉलर रुपी ने पीक किया around 82.92. By 14th of November वो 82.92 वाला within 11 days it fell all the way down to 80.5. और since 14th of November until now, that's almost a month, it has retraced. What it has done is basically retraced the entire fall, almost the entire fall. So a drop and a return, that's all the dollar rupee has done. So it looks like, based on the global scenarios, that 83 के आसपास is the peak in the USD INR. Again, it's a very dangerous statement to make, which is up to USD INR is defying all macro calls for going lower, but it looks like that 83 is the peak for now. So 83 के ऊपर sustain करना difficult है, and eventually USD INR may pull back towards 8180 or lower levels. So which means अगर कोई positional trade लेना चाहता है, so if dollar rupee makes another upward move, let's say towards 8280, 8290, because generally last 10 दिन से ये देखा गया है कि offshore में it shows a lower open, but जब onshore markets opens, it just gaps up. So 8280, 8290 के आसपास, let's say the futures or even 83. So around that zone of 82, 82, 83 on the futures can be an opportunity to build short position. This is for positional traders, but उसका stop loss कहाँ पे रहेगा? उसका स्टॉप लॉस रहेगा 83.30. 83.30 इसके लिए क्योंकि 83.25 was the all time high on the spot. So 83.30 on the futures for positional trade में आपका स्टॉप लॉस एक लॉजिकल प्लेस में होना चाहिए, and it needs to be big. You can always adjust your position size to accommodate a bigger stop loss, but 83.30 के आसपास you can have a stop, and closer to 83 you can start building shorts. So let's say between 82, 80 or 83 के बीच you can start building shorts in the market. But at 83.30 for some reason is crossed, which looks unlikely. But if it is crossed, then of course we'll be out of our positional shorts and then reassess the situation. और नीचे में there are multiple support levels along the way. The immediate important support level is 82.5 on the spot, और उसके नीचे around 82.10. So these are the important support levels on the USD INR. Intraday के हिसाब से will be updating you how to trade or what kind of trades can be taken. तो offshore is indicating a open around 82, 55, 56 के आसपास on a spot basis. Let's see where it opens, because as I said, onshore has not followed offshore over the past 10 days or so. So that's something we have to see. But global markets को देखते हुए positionally we are bearish on the USD INR. क्रॉस करेंसीज का अगर बात किया जाए तो क्रॉस करेंसीज में यूरो INR, GBP INR एंड JPY INR तीनों में एक रेंज बाउंड प्राइस मूवमेंट देखने को मिल सकता है, at least at the open, because the fall in the USD INR can offset the gains in those currencies. But अगर next couple of days का view लिया जाए तो यूरो INR JPY may see an upward drift, assuming that dollar rupee will stabilize around in a worst case around 80-10 levels. Then we can see a little upward drift in the euro INR and GBP INR. आज again the most important event is the US Federal Reserve meeting जो midnight के आसपास है. So that's it folks, this is Anindya Banerjee signing off. Fantastic.